this black base uses Black Sun's Zenith and Curse of Death's Hold as part of its sweep package. Now, those are cards Ali is certainly also a fan of.
Yeah.
He has Curse of his own, but he's going with Day of Judgment instead of a card like Black Sun Zenith. He is playing Solar Flare, again with Thrag Tusks.
Yeah, so both of these are like different takes on the deck you saw David Thomas play. Now, so Ali's like also got 2 Ratchet Bombs and a Tameo. He has 4 Lingering Souls, and but these have the same the same kind of like skeleton. Ali having a few more Planeswalkers. Nick not having a little bit more black creature removal. He has the Despise as well, which is actually obviously very good against the Planeswalkers of Ali and Aintrazi, but probably he might not even play. He might have taken out the Despise because it might not just be good enough with so few creatures. Such a big opportunity to like whiff. But Nick is up 1-0.
That isn't what I would have necessarily expected. I do think of things like Tameo and Gideon being some of the cards that change the matchup around, but not having seen the match, I don't know, what things happened to make it fall like it fell.
Sure.
I mean, these 2 control decks too, basically, one of them could have just not had mana.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Anything could have happened here. I mean, like Nick probably after sideboard has a Negate, a Dissipate, a Karn, probably a Surgical Extraction. I think it's probably like very good in this kind of matchups where you're basically trying to make sure that the Sun Titan doesn't go off as well. And I think that would be the only things he'd bring in. And a Duress as well. On Ali's side,
Mimic Vat, awesome in this kind of matchup where you can just hijack something like a Thrag Tusk or a Sun Titan. That is really, really exciting to me. And I also think a card like Grave Titan, and then some of the harder counters. He's got Negate and Dissipate in here for the late game. So,
yeah, I would say that Ali has a little bit of the edge on after sideboarding, mainly because he has a few more Planeswalkers, which are notoriously good in these kind of like control matchups, especially without that many hard counters.
Now, one thing Nicholas does have, though, he has the over-the-top master, Karn Liberated. I think only Nicole Bolas can go over the top better.
This tournament's probably Karn's last hurrah in Standard as well, so...
That is my second saddest departure from Standard. I love Karn.
How many sub-games have you played with Karn?
So many. so many. I don't know why people don't scoop to them more often, because I've never seen a sub-game that was done out of non-desperation that wasn't immediately won.
I've won a sub-game before. I mean, but it was a little bit in desperation, and the game was basically reset, so...
And we see just land.
Oh.
First to act with a spell is Ali with a Lingering Souls.
So the Lingering Souls really will kind of put a hurting on Nick. He doesn't have Lingering Souls of his own. So what that means is he's going to have to use some of his creature removal just to deal with those. Otherwise, he'll just chip away at his life.
Now, one of the things, both of these players have access to Curse of Death's Hold, but you have to wonder when you're in this kind of matchup, do you want to keep a card like that in? In a sense, you never really know whether or not it's worthwhile.
Yeah, for sure. And it is a legendary enchantment, right? So, oh no, is it?
Oh no, it's not legendary.
No, that's Knight of Souls Betrayal.
That's Knight of Souls Betrayal, right? And we see a Snapcaster pondering away.
Oh, a Nile Spellbomb. So the Nile Spellbomb's gonna, like, probably nullify one set of Sun Titans, or keep Snapcasters a little bit low. Ali's not flashing back his Lingering Souls. Probably wants to ration it out. force Nick to have to deal with the 2 that are on the table.
And then he actually does drop it down here with 3 mana open. We see a Forbidden Alchemy from Spagnolo.
Has an option at a Extraction, a Oblivion Ring, and 2 lands. I think he might take the Extraction here. Yep, and he did. He does. Good thing about the Extraction is he now can kind of like maneuver Ali into a situation where he loses a lot of his kill mechanisms. Would have been better if the Lingering Souls were still in the graveyard, probably.
Shuffle, shuffle, says Nicholas Spagnolo to that ponder. The new card is Dissipate.
Dissipate's useful. Like, do we have any caverns? So Ali has caverns and... No, they both have caverns.
Yeah,
so
4 caverns from Nicholas Spagnolo. A mere 3 from Ali Aintrazi.
None of them are in play at the moment, so... Oh, Ratchet Bomb. I wonder what he's ratcheting up for.
And he says no.
Oh, he wants to... No, he's...
Oh, no, he says it's okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, he's countering that. That was a little bit of a surprise to me.
So actually, I think one of those is a Elishnorn. I think Elishnorn's actually like pretty brutal because it comes down and ends the game kind of fast sometimes.
We see Negate in Ali Aintrazi's hand.
Does nothing against Elish.
Thrag Tusk, Negate, and can't see what else.
Yep.
Sun Titan, are you okay? And he says, let's hit your graveyard first. Sun Titan, still a 6/6.
I think he's going to try and land the Elishnorn next turn too, which would put a dampener on the all the spirit tokens.
And Oblivion Ring for
I think Nick
Sun Titan.
I think Nick is fine with that because he has the Elishnorn coming up next turn. He's going to definitely try and land it. There's not going to be no funny business here.
The question he might have for himself is whether he wants to wait for a cavern, but his life is 8. Waiting is not much of an option.
Yeah, he I guess he could be thinking about like he might want to surgically extract just so he knows that he's not going to get countered here.
Well, that's what he's doing. He extracts. I'm not sure what he's targeting. We'll find out in a second. And Ollie is like, sure. Check this out. Negate, Thrag Tusk, and a final land, Darkslick Shores.
So now, I guess look. What are you taking out? Oh,
looking through the deck.
Maybe he didn't target anything, or no? You have to target something.
And Elishnorn, ouch.
Yep.
Boom, take 4.
Now Ali needs to come up with. I guess he can now get his green land and play the Thragtusk that's in his hand.
The Thragtusk will be a Wimpy Wimp, yes. A mere 3/1 with the Elishnorn out there. That 5 life does help, and that Thragtusk, even as a 3/1, can still kill the Snapcaster Mage.
Oh, so there. I think Nick having a dissipated hand is probably in the driver's seat here.
And we see the Ratchet Bomb jump up step by step.
It's a little far from 7 right now.
And I see a Sun Titan. 4, 5, 6. Nope, just 5 for the Thragtusk.
Okay.
Giving him a little bit more time.
Nick draws a land. It doesn't really change, but he does have a Oblivion Ring in his own hand, and a Sun Titan. I don't know if... Oh yeah, I would just attack with Elishnorn.
We see Nicholas Spagnolo deciding which land to go with. Turns the turn back over to Ollie.
Yeah, Ali didn't draw anything significant there. Just actually, that's...
Wow, that was a good draw.
Yeah, it was a good draw.
That was a really good draw. Right now we see a Vault of the Archangel, a 1-of in Ollie's deck. Its ability, the Death Touch and the Lifelink, both very relevant.
Definitely relevant because now Elishnorn is going to have much more trouble to get through.
We see after blocks, Ollie blows the Ratchet Bomb. Might have been, if he wanted to stop something from happening, it could have been before combat that he blew that up, or before blocks. Because there's no point in trying to gain life when the damaged creature isn't going to be around. Cavern of Souls, that's a big deal. Probably naming Giant and giving Nicholas Spagnolo's hand.
Yep, so he's likely to be casting.
See a Ghost Quarter on the Vault.
That is super important there.
Sun Titan. Bringing back Ghost Quarter. Attack for 4 with Elishnorn.
What the Ghost Quarter allows him to do is to sit back on the Dissipate that's in his hand. Ali does have a negate to deal with it if he should draw something. Oh, so he did draw something. He drew an image, which kind of has to hit the Elishnorn, I think. Maybe not.
Well, it depends if there's anything in his graveyard that's useful. I mean, I like getting rid of Elishnorn. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I'm also pro that position as well. I think also what he gets to do now is like play this.
Not enough mana to protect it.
Nope. So he gets removed, which still puts Nick in a pretty commanding position, actually.
Oblivion Ring, land in Nicholas Spagnolo's hand.
I wonder. I think he just attack. Get.
He's thinking of, and pardon the expression, I think he's thinking of going for the throat here. Just trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Attack. Snapcaster is brought back.
I guess it's targeting probably the extraction. I think he's hoping that there's a chump here, but he's going to extract. Basically, I think he's taking out. No.
Yep, surgical.
He's taking out the images.
Taking a path away from Ollie.
So Ali really is in a tight spot here. I don't think he can't really attack very well. He only has a negate in hand. He has to live off the top of his deck. I think the best card he could draw right now is I don't know.
Looks like he goes down, takes the hit.
Maybe a Wrath of some sort.
That looks like a land. That's
Yep.
it.
So Nick Spagnolo wins the battle of the solar flares. Just with